العالمين الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد Inshallah ta'ala we will continue our class Al-Wasitiyyah the Shaykh al-Islam Ahmed al-Halim Absalam Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah ta'ala. Alhamdulillah, last class we started the Muqaddimah of the Kitab. The Shaykh began with the Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Why he began with the Basmala of the book? Shaykh, what was the reason? Who can answer that?
From the Sunnah. That's how the messenger used to start. In the surahs at the beginning of
the book of Allah was began with the Bismillah, and also the Sunnah of Prophet ﷺ used to what?
Start
with the Basmala when he sends some letters to the leaders of the nations. Whenever he sends some letter to some leaders of different places in the world, he used to begin with the Bismillah min Muhammad Rasulullah so that's the Sunnah. And the Basmala, why we began with the Basmala?
To give the blessings.
Yes. Seek the, yes, that's what it said, yeah. To seek the blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you begin in the name of Allah and you ask assistance and help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the things you do, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will aid you and give you more, ability to perform what you want to perform. As well, we know whenever we want to do in Islam, you should start with the Basmala. You want to eat, you want to drink, if you want to do something, beneficial, start with the Basmala. Now, barakallahu feek. طيب. Then Shaykh starts, Alhamdulillah alladhi arsala rasulahu bil huda. Alhamd. He mentioned some benefit about the hamd. Who can tell that? What is the hamd? To praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We mentioned the Alhamd. That Al indicates all the hamd. Yeah. Every hamd belongs to who? To Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's the one who deserves to be praised. Okay? No matter what. Because He's a perfect. His perfection. He's a creator system. Okay? But we did not mention the difference between the hamd and shukr. Did we? What's the difference between al-hamd and al-shukr? If we want to mention the briefly, hamd, we make the hamd by tongue all the time. Alhamdulillah, we praise by tongue. But the shukr is by tongue, on heart, and the lips. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to Nabiullah Dawood, "I'malu ala Dawood shukran." All people of Dawood, do shukr. So the shukr will be action and will be a statement that you say in your tongue and also in your heart. And the shukr carries all the time the benefit that you get from someone, somewhere. Anyone who gives you some benefit things, then you say, I'll give you back whatever you give to me, because you want to thank to him, that person. That's shukr, really. But the hamd, someone give it to you, cannot say, I praise you. Praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His بأسمائه الحسنى وصفاته العلى. Now, Alhamdulillah, we mentioned one fa'idah about the name of Allah. What we said about it? The name of Allah. Allah has perfect names. وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى. Right? Allah is a what?
It can't be to anybody else.
It cannot be.
Allah is only for the name Allah.
The name belongs to Allah alone. Allah is Allah, and that name no one can take it from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah. Okay. الذي أرسل رسوله. Who's the Rasul? Muhammad Rasulahu, his messenger, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What's the difference between Rasul and the Prophet? You mentioned some of it.
Who's the messenger and the prophet? One comes with the messenger.
What's the messenger?
Messenger comes with revelation.
And
a prophet is not.
Yeah, that's what the scholars said. The messenger is comes with a message, and he was commanded to call and to convey it. But the prophet, he has a message too, but he did not commanded to convey it. But some other scholars said the prophet is the one who just follow up the messenger before him. Like the Anbiya of Banu Israel, the people of Banu Israel, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent so many prophets for them. Whenever one prophet passes away or dies, the second prophet will be sent to them, among them. And he did not bring new message, rather he will keep calling the same message. Okay? So those are called Anbiya. Okay? The messenger is the one who was revealed new message and was commanded to convey. Okay?
With regards to the hamd and shukr that we just talked about, Shaykh, can it be said that hamd, when it's mentioned alone, can it encompass shukr as well? Because for the Sharh of Shaykh al-Fawzan, they said that it is for the perfect attributes of Allah and for the innumerable blessings that He bestowed upon us. So can it be said that
yeah, they said بينهما عموم وخصوص. You know, hamd will be maybe more general than the shukr in one aspect. أكثر, they said الحمد أكثر يعني ماذا أعم من الشكر والشكر أعم من الحمد تعلقا. Means the hamd, it is the one, the tools you use for the hamd is a one. That's what? Only one at a time. There's no hamd for action, there's no hamd for i'tiqad or something like that. So the hamd comes only one way. That's what? From the tongue. And hamd will continuously will encompass whether then Allah give you ni'mah or did not give you anything. All the time Allah belongs to what? All the hamd. But the shukr is different. Different. Why? You give the if Allah gives you ni'mah, then you have to be thankful to Him. Or someone gives to you something good things, you have to be thankful to Him. And how are you going to be that? In three ways. You mention from the tongue, you say thank you. And also, you may give him something to him again by action. And you keep in your heart that the good he gave it to you, that person, in your heart. So the shukr related to three things, right? The heart, the tongue, and the limbs. But the hand is what? Only who? Only the tongue. That's the way they differentiate. طيب الذي أرسل رسوله إيش بالهدى. We mentioned the huda. What's the guidance? الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى. He sent with the guidance. And we mentioned what does mean the guidance that Allah has sent with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What was that guidance you said? نعم. Al-Quran. Only Al-Quran. Amir?
General guidance and special guidance?
نعم.
General guidance and special guidance. General guidance for clarifying things and special hidayat to act upon, right?
That's part of it. Who can mention the word we mentioned?
The Sunnah.
Sunnah, huh? Al-ilm al-nafi'. Beneficial knowledge. Keep in mind, all the time, it's good to have your note. Okay? Beneficial knowledge. Beneficial knowledge contains what? Al-Quran and Sunnah. Right? That's the beneficial knowledge. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Al-Quran is a revelation. Also the Sunnah is what?
Revelation.
Revelation too. So both of them are Hidayah. You cannot reach the Hidayah unless you take Quran and Sunnah both. And you know the misguided groups, those who said, hey, we take on the Quran and we don't care about what we call Sunnah. We don't want it. So they want to make Islam like the other religions. Christianity, they have a Bible. All the time you see that they have a Bible, but everybody translated that Bible the way he wants. But the Quran already was translated, was clarified by the Sunnah. Quran is here and the Sunnah is here. Both together, that's the guidance. That's the real Islam. But if you separate them, you are one of the misguided people. Those groups are called Al-Quraniyun. They said, we just want the Quran. And we have intellect. We know the Quran is Arabic. We can understand it and use it the way we want it. So they hit that, and Nabi said, the Prophet ﷺ did not say this. The Prophet ﷺ said that. They don't like it. Because they want to, utilize the Quran the way they like it. So the al-huda, the guidance is what? Beneficial knowledge. What about Deen al-Haq? What is the Deen al-Haq? The true religion. We mentioned something about it, huh? True religion is Islam. Naam, it's Islam, but we mentioned something that the scholars, said when they have these two together. The Hidayah, the guidance is Islam, right? But we have here Waw al-Atf. Al-Huda wa Deen al-Haq. That's what he came with the Prophet ﷺ. He mentioned Allah subhanahu two things. So we said the Hidayah is a beneficial knowledge. And what we said about Deen al-Haq?
Righteous actions.
Righteous action. Jazakallah khair. Barakallah. Al-Amal al-Salih. Keep in mind, these are, very important. طيب. He came with the Prophet ﷺ two things. Guidance was the Quran and the Sunnah, and which results beneficial, righteous deeds. When you put together, you are really true Muslim, true mu'min. When you put together, you already believe everything that Allah has sent with the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. You read the Quran, you understood it. Sunnah also. You understand the Quran and Sunnah the way the companion of Prophet Muhammad understood it. You act upon all this knowledge. You are really a person that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised for him the paradise in the day of judgment. What Allah says subhanahu wa ta'ala, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ لَهُمْ جَنَّاتٌ إِلَى آخِرِ الْآيَةِ. Those who believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, amanu, they believe everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded them to believe. And وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. Not only I believe, but I act differently. Or I don't act anything. Like you see today, many Muslim people, they say that we are Muslim. His man or his father or father, they were Muslim. But the action is zero. Some of them, even they don't pray. And some of them, they don't know even their faith, what is halal and what's haram. Those people, they are in really danger. If you want to be a person that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants him his Jannah in the day of judgment, you have to contain two things. Al-Iman and Al-Amal al-Salih. Yes, لِيُظْهِرَهُ عَلَى الدِّينِ كُلِّهِ. لِيُظْهِرَهُ عَلَى الدِّينِ كُلِّهِ. So he overcome this deen, this iman, this Islam that Allah has sent with the Prophet ﷺ upon all the religions that exist in the world. How Islam can overcome all other religions? What does mean that? True religion. Some people that say it's not true religion. What are you gonna say? How Islam overcome this?
Because it's the last one and it contains all the previous messages in it, or all the previous ones in it.
Some people oppose it and say it's not. Some people they have other religion. What you said, Brother Love?
With proof and jihad.
Now?
With proof and jihad.
Barakallahu feek. Two ways. Proving with the evidence and strong evidence, Islam has a true message which came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can prove our deen strongly, which means monotheism, religion of monotheism. Deen al-Tawheed. Worshiping Allah, only the Creator. The one who created heavens and earth and created everything. The Lord we worship is the Creator of the heavens and earth. Other religions, they may say we worship God, but He's a human being. Or things that are like created. Or get false books. Or they follow the philosopher. A person who has a philosophy. They don't have even the principles of Islam. Islam contains all other religions, all other books. In Islam contains the teaching of Isa and Jesus and Musa and Ibrahim and all the prophets. وَمُصَدِّقًا لِمَا بَيْنَ يَدَيَّ مِنَ التَّوْرَاةِ, as said Nabi Allah Isa. The Quran contains all the books, because every prophet came and preaching the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not to worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. People pray for Allah, obey Allah, do the good things, righteous deeds, prepare for yourself hereafter, the second life. That's what they came from. And Islam is the same thing. If you believe Musa and Isa and Jesus and so on, and definitely you have to believe Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this religion is more than other religion, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used to send the messenger for a particular group, or particular city or nation. It was not a general for all humanity except Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam for all humanity. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا كَافَّةً لِلنَّاسِ. We did not send to you except for all humanity. No barrier for language or for differences or for this and that. No. Islam for every person who lives in this world. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, لِيُظْهِرَهُ عَلَى الدِّينِ كُلِّهِ. It has to go through the nations. Okay? Had Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said this Islam is particularly for the people of Arabia, or for Saudi Arabia or that area, the other people wouldn't have the iman. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He says لِيُظْهِرَهُ عَلَى الدِّينِ, means we have to carry out this iman and this faith to the whole humanity. They have a right to see the iman and the truth of Islam, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants everybody to go to paradise. Allah doesn't want anybody to go to hellfire. But the people are choosing their wrong ways. وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ شَهِيدًا. طيب, inshallah ta'ala, we got today the new Ashar, the new chapter, second class. We will start with the Shahadatain. Shaykh rahimahullah ta'ala, the author, has said, وَأَشْهَدُ أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له إقرارا به وتوحيدا وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وسلم تسليما مزيدا. قال رحمه الله: وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. Now, the ashhadu means I testify. أن لا إله إلا الله, that none is worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. طيب, what does mean يا أخواني في الله? This is first the shahada. Shahada has two parts. The first part is أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله, related to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Second part is what? وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله or رسول الله. Declaration of the shahada is what makes a person to become Muslim and believer. But he has to understand the person saying La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah has to say what does mean. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadur Rasulullah. We'll break it down inshaAllah ta'ala. First of all, what does mean the word ashhadu? When you say I testify, the word of ashhadu, the ulama they said أقر وأعترف. It contains two meanings. أقر وأعترف. أقر in my heart means I confirm believing. وأعترف, and I say it in my tongue. That's the shahada. أن لا إله إلا الله. There is no God or worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the word of shahada really has deep meaning. A person cannot take the testification, something he did not understand it, or he did not know it, or he did not have any understanding about it. Taking shahada or testification for something you never ever saw it or have a knowledge about it. If you testify, you're really making false testification. Shahada zur. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمَا شَهِدْنَا إِلَّا بِمَا عَلِمْنَا. We did not testify except something we have a knowledge about it. So when you say Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, you have a knowledge about the meaning of La ilaha illallah. Means there is no God worthy of worship except Allah. You believe that in your heart firmly, and you say it in your tongue so others can hear you and accept you as a believer. So the shahada is really very important for Islam. A person, if he really became aware about La ilaha illallah and he believed in his heart, he must come out and say the shahada in front of the people, of the believers. So that's why everybody knows he's a Muslim. Announcement and declaration of the faith. Unless that person doesn't have any ability to do it. For maybe sometimes he's scared from other people, or he's living in a place he cannot declare shahada, or some case he cannot expose his iman. Allah will accept from you that time. Like what happened to the mu'min al-Fir'aun. Fir'aun, he was a taghi. And there's a man who believes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Prophet Musa alayhi salam. And he was the people of the Fir'aun, the close people and relatives for the Fir'aun. And all the time he used to hide his faith. But Allah mentioned in the Quran, when he was mentioned about his story, he said, وَقَالَ رَجُلٌ مُؤْمِنٌ مِنْ إِشْ مِنْ آلِ فِرْعَوْنَ يَكْتُمُ إِيمَانَهُ. He was hiding his faith because Fir'aun, he was trying to kill Nabiullah Musa and the followers of Banu Israel. Israel people, that's what they were called Israel, but before we were called Banu Israel. Israel is the name of Nabiullah Yaqub. Nabiullah Yaqub's name what? Israel. And his children is called what? The sons of Israel. Now, and in Fir'aun, he was really killing every day, torturing them, these people, because they believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this man, he was caught and was living with the Fir'aun. And every day, he sees what people, what happened to the people of Israel. And one day, he was given some advice for the Fir'aun and his, cabinet. They try and to wage a huge war to kill all Banu Israel, including Nabiullah Musa and Harun. What happened? He said, أَتَقْتُلُونَ رَجُلًا أَنْ يَقُولَ رَبِّيَ اللَّهِ. Oh people, do you want to kill a man? Just he said, my Lord is Allah. وَقَدْ جَاءَكُمْ بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ. And he showed you evidence for that. Why you want to kill him? Let him believe what he believed. He don't say, I believe that he was right. He don't say, just give him some advice. And he said, فَإِن يَكُ كَاذِبًا فَعَلَيْهِ كَذِبُهُ. He's a liar. If he's a liar, فَعَلَيْهِ كَذِبُهُ. Allah will punish him. وَإِن يَكُ صَادِقًا. But if he's truthful, but he's mentioning that he's a messenger of Allah, يُصِبْكُمْ بَعْضُ الَّذِي يَعِدُكُمْ. It will happen to you the punishment that he promised you. Because anyone who goes against Allah and his messengers, the punishment will happen to them. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَهْدِي مَنْ هُوَ مُسْرِفٌ كَذَّابٌ. If you read Surah Al-Ghafir, you will see that the story very long. And also the second person in a household of Fir'aun, his own wife. She was hiding her faith, but she believed Nabiullah Musa. If you read Surah Tahrim, what Allah says subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ماذا قال? وضرب الله مثلا للذين آمنوا امرأة فرعون. امرأة فرعون. The one who said, I'm your Lord. People of Egypt told them, you don't have no Lord except me. And they say, yes, you are our Lord. His wife, she's saying, A'udhu Billah. She believes in Nabiullah Musa. So what she said, رَبِّ ابْنِ لِي عِنْدَكَ بَيْتًا فِي الْجَنَّةِ. Oh Allah, build for me a house in a paradise. وَنَجِّنِي مِنْ فِرْعَوْنَ وَعَمَلِهِ. Oh Allah, protect me from the Fir'aun and his evil action. Protect me, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَنَجِّنِي مِنَ الْقَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ. Also protect from me the Zalimun, the people surrounded by Fir'aun. All of them are people of wicked people. So she connected with Nabiullah Musa in the faith and everything, but they cannot expose their faith. Allah accept them and mention their iman was accepted. Now,
with regards to the believer of the time of Fard, the one we were speaking about earlier, isn't it indicated in the story towards the end that he said his iman is exposed because he says وَأُفَوِّضُ أَمْرِي إِلَى اللَّهِ in the end? And with regards to Asiya, is there did she also hide her faith? Or is there
no, the Quran was clear when he said the ayah يَكْتُمُ إِيمَانَهُ. قال رجل مؤمن من آل فرعون يكتم إيمانه. He was hiding his faith. That's all I said. Because had he exposed to the Fir'aun, he wouldn't let it down. He will kill him. Because you remember when the Fir'aun called Nabiullah Musa for debate, and Nabiullah Musa showed him evidence. He turned the sticks to the snake, and his hand was light. This was miracle and mu'jiza. But the Fir'aun, he translated that to the magician, that's the magic maker, and he said, we have masters for the magic in our country, and he sent some people to gather the experts of the magic makers in the country, Egypt, and he set an appointment for that day. So when the magician, Suhara, when they came, and Nabiullah Musa was called for confrontation, you know what happened? These people, they make their magic. They said, Ya Musa, imma an tulqiya wa imma an nakuna awwal man alqa. They said, hey, bring your magic, or we'll bring first. And Nabiullah Musa said, you guys bring what you have. They start throwing to the ground sticks and ropes, and they turn to little snakes. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saharu a'yun al-nas. That was not a real thing. Rather, they make the people to see these sticks and ropes like a snake moving. But it was not. وَاسْتَرْهَبُوهُمْ وَجَاءُوا بِسِحْرٍ عَظِيمٍ. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said, Nabiullah Musa, throw your stick in the middle of their sticks and ropes. When he did, his stick became a huge snake, and he started swallowing all their snakes and ropes that they throw over there. The magic makers, the Suhara, immediately they understood this is not a magic, this is a miracle, this is something came from Allah, and they bow down straightly without even asking the Fir'aun any permission. They made a sujood for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they said, we made a tawbah about it. As soon as they made that, Fir'aun, he did not say, this is your decision. If you believe it's up to you. No. Rather, he said, أَآمَنْتُمْ قَبْلَ أَنْ آذَنَ لَكُمْ إِنَّهُ لَكَبِيرُكُمُ الَّذِي عَلَّمَكُمُ السِّحْرَ. He said, did you believe him before you even take my permission? You guys, I know you. This man is the one who taught you the magic. And he said, ماذا قال بعدها؟ وَأُصَلِّبَنَّكُمْ فِي جُذُوعِ النَّخْلِ. He said, I will kill you and crucify you on the trees. That's the decision of Fir'aun. So Fir'aun, if the man we're talking about, had he exposed his iman, he would have said something harmful or do to him. But since the Quran did not mention that, we'll consider that person was hiding his faith, as well as his wife. The third person was the king of Abyssinia, Najashi. Also, he was hiding his iman. When the Prophet ﷺ sent his companion to go to Abyssinia after they were tortured by the Quraysh, and they go to Abyssinia, Ethiopia right now, the king of Ethiopia was named Najashi. He welcomed the Sahaba of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and he gave them freedom of practicing their faith. And so many times Quraysh, they tried to take those people back to the Mecca, but the Najashi refused. Then Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he mentioned the day he passed away, Najashi, he gathered together all his companions and he said, we will perform Salatul Janaza al-Ghaib. That was the first time it happened. Salatul Janaza al-Ghaib. Someone whose Janaza is not present, but he's died in another country. But the believers, they send the Salah al-Janaza to that a person who passed away in another country, because they didn't have someone who performed the Salatul Janaza upon him. He said, today, one brother of you has passed away, and let's make Salatul Janaza upon him. The scholars, they said, Najashi, he didn't call his people even what he believes, because they don't accept. They were really very strong Christian people, and he couldn't do that, and Allah accepted his faith, because if you cannot expose your faith and you're in danger, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept whatever you have in your heart. But when you have freedom, You have to come out and say, I'm a believer, and join with the believers, pray with them, be part of the community of the Muslims. That's what you have to do. Now, so that's the word of Ashhadu an la ilaha. And here, they call it in Lugha Arabiya, مخففة من الثقيلة. I will tell some brothers when they met the Adhan, they said, Ashhadu anna la ilaha illallah. That's wrong. Is known هذه أن is not مشددة. It's not with the shadda. It's an an. So what do you say? Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. An la ilaha illallah. Okay. So la ilaha illallah, كلمة التوحيد. You heard what is the كلمة التوحيد? لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله, what does it mean? أي لا معبود بحق في الوجود إلا الله. There is no ilah that has worthy of worship, has a right to be worshipped. There is no ilah has a right to be worshipped except Allah. Means there is a false God in the world. So many religions are in this planet. People worshiping different gods. Some people even they worship animals, cows and others. Some people even worship rats, and other people worship mountains. Some people trees. The humanity, they have in their mind the existence of Allah. That's what they call al-fitra. Anybody who comes to this world, he has questions. Who created me? Why am I here? What God wants from me? They know there is a power who created them, created everything, and has to be worshipped. So some people, they will get right back as-sirat al-mustaqim through the messengers of Allah, and they will be guided. They worship right Allah. And some people, they don't have right path, so they pick up whatever around them, whatever the society worshiping. So most people, they just worship the way the society and the area they grow up, what they worship. But that's not a way. Person has to seek the truth. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells everybody. Don't just imitate your forefathers. The Quraysh, when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came to them, what did they say? He said, "Qulu la ilaha illallah." All people say la ilaha illallah. There is no God worth of worship except Allah. What did they say? They understood the meaning and they denied what they said. أَجَعَلَ الْآلِهَةَ إِلَهًا وَاحِدًا. Did you make all the things that we worship and all the gods only one? إِنَّ هَذَا لَشَيْءٌ عُجَابٌ. Something unacceptable. They denied because they said we have 360 gods and they have major gods. Lata, Uzza, Manata, they have a Hubal, big one. So these guided people is just like that. They worship something khurafat, something baseless. So the La ilaha illallah, La ilaha has two major pillars. They say ulama. Two pillars. La ilaha is one pillar. Illallah is what? Another pillar. The first one, La ilaha, is the negation of the uluhiyyah. Uluhiyyah means the one who was worshipped. The God. We said no God to be worshipped. We negate. But we're not atheists. The second part is affirmation for Allah. Illallah. So the person has to have these two pillars together. If someone said there's no God and he stopped right there, he's not a Muslim. He's just like the atheists that we have, those who don't believe nothing. They said there is no God. They said everything was created by nature. They deny Allah, but they accept the God, they call him nature. They attribute him everything to him. That God. He created everything. He gives everything. They thank him all the time to the nature. Nature, because Mother Nature, the nature. Just they took from Allah's rights and they gave to what? The nature. Those people, they said no God, like the way we believe. But someone said, I will stick with the second part, and he said, I believe Allah, illallah, I believe Allah, but you don't negate other gods. He's not a Muslim too. To be Muslim, you have to have and believe both pillars of the Shahada. You negate all the false gods, La ilaha illallah, and you affirm for Allah alone, for the uluhiyyah, illallah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the tawheed, that's the monotheism. See, when the other people came and corrupt the deen of Allah, they corrupt the Christianity, they corrupt the Judaism. Those religions was monotheism religions. Allah sent these messengers and gave them books. But the some shayateen worked hard to alternate all the religion and make them from polytheism to monotheism to polytheism, deen al-ishraq. And the Christianity was turned to the shirk. Now, the person who was Christian was convinced to believe three gods. And all of them, they go back to one. A Father and Son and Holy Spirit, or what they call?
Holy Ghost.
Holy Ghost? Okay. Sometimes some other, they are so much different madahib. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has warned them. He said, Nabiullah Musa and people of Christianity, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, stop saying, Inna Allah thalithu thalatha. Do not say Allah is the third of three gods. Don't say that. إنما هو إله واحد. Allah is nothing but it's a one. There is no three gods, there is no two, there is no more. It's Allah only. La ilaha illa hu. There is no God but Him. Stop attributing the things He created, like Jesus Christ and Mary or Holy Ghost or Holy Spirit, what you call. Don't give them the description of God. Otherwise, you change the deen of Allah from monotheism to what? Polytheism. Deen is shirk or kufr. In Islam is only the deen, the earth, that believes in the monotheism, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone is a Rabbul Alameen, is the one who has a right to be worshipped. Everything else after Allah is created things. They are ibad. They are slaves of Allah. No one has right to be worshipped except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that you have to negate all the false gods and you have to affirm to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what it is. Accept the haqq, you reject the batil. So La ilaha illallah has two pillars. Remember that. Naam. And La ilaha illallah is awwal wajib. The first things that a person who wants to become Muslim has to believe and say. We don't call somebody to accept Islam and start from the Salah or fast Ramadan before even he start with the Shahada. He has to say La ilaha illallah. Because the Prophet ﷺ, when he sent Mu'adh ibn Jabal to Yemen, he said to him, فَلْيَكُنْ أَوَّلَ مَا تَدْعُوهُمْ إِلَيْهِ شَهَادَةَ أَن لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. The first thing that you call to those people must be La ilaha illallah. They have to testify there is no God worth worship. That's the first wajib. After that, the person it goes through Islam, the obligatories, Salah, Zakah, Hajj, other things to believe, other characteristics, other after that. Now, and the ulama they said, rahimahullah, the kalima, la ilaha illallah, it's not only something we say all the time. We have to know la ilaha illallah has shurut, conditions. And the ulama they said, فَأَرْكَانُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ إِثْنَانِ, as we mentioned. The pillars of la ilaha illallah are two, النفي والإثبات. And شروطها سبعة. The condition of la ilaha illallah, the conditions are 7. These 7 must be, fulfilled as a believer. What are these 7 conditions? First one, al-ilm, knowledge. You have to know the meaning of la ilaha illallah. What does it mean, la ilaha illallah? If you call someone and said to him, hey person came and said, la ilaha illallah, and he said, I'm right after you. And he said, hey, your brother, you're Muslim. That's false. He don't know even what you said. He has to know what does mean la ilaha illallah, and when he get the meaning of la ilaha illallah, then after that he has to accept or reject. But you have to have the knowledge. Knowledge. And then knowledge means so many things. The second thing is what? Yaqeen. You have to have yaqeen, certainty in your heart. You say la ilaha illallah, you're not saying why you are skeptical. No. You have to say with the yaqeen, certainty. You don't have any doubts about it, that there's no God worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yaqeen. Wa ikhlas. The third condition is what? Al-ikhlas. Ikhlas means? Sincerity, yes. Every worship, every ibadah, you do it just for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't worship Allah and beside Allah someone else. That's not sincerity. Okay? Have to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sidq. You have to be truthful. Truthful. You're not lying when you're saying I'm Muslim or lying and say that. No. You have to be truthful. Ma'a mahabba. And on top of that, you love Allah and His Messenger and your religion of Islam. Love. Which means you don't hate your faith. Some people, they were corrupted. And they line up with the people who criticize Islam. He said, hey, I'm a Muslim. And he started criticizing his faith. And he showed that he hates his faith. And he still claimed that he's what? He's a Muslim. No, you're not. Because you lost the one condition, which is mahabba. And when you lose mahabba, you lose the sidq, you lose everything. Wal-inqiyad. Inqiyad means complying. All the rules and regulations. You accept and you're ready for practicing. Everything Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger tells you, you have to be ready to practice as much as you can. If you not have the ability to practice, Allah will raise that from you and it's not wajib upon you. But it's anyone who has the ability to perform the salah, the fasting, the zakah, everything, you have to do it. And you have to be ready. Someone said, hey, I believe in Allah and everything, but I don't want to practice it. I don't want to practice it. Oh, your la ilaha illallah is false. You really failed for one condition, that you're not ready to practice la ilaha illallah. It's very important. وَالْقَبُولِ لَهَا. The seventh is what? Qabul, acceptance. You accept that everything, generally, whether you practice or not, you should accept whatever Allah and His Messenger legislated. Whatever Allah and His Messenger told us, whether something past or something in the present or something coming in the future, everything they talk about, everything they command us, we should accept it. No condition about it. some people, especially this time, some people they fail to this condition, because these days the science and Darwinism and all the universities, they using what, hey, this is something illogical. It's not going through the law, my intellect. They are opposing the deen of Allah by their intellect, by what the science is saying, by someone said. So these people, they don't have qabul. You should accept whatever Allah and His Messenger say. Once you accept, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Anyone opposes, and some people come and say, hey, this is false things. But Allah said it's a false. You false, unfortunately. It's not what Allah says. One kafir came and tells you, hey, this religion is false religion, this is this and that. And you listen to him and say, oh Allah, you got a good bone. The time you say that, your condition of qabul is gone. So very important, these 7 conditions. What's it? وزيد كما قال ابن القيم. There's a poet, he said, علم يقين وإخلاص وصدقك مع محبة وانقياد والقبول لها وزيد ثامنها الكفران منك بما غير الإله من الأوثان قد أولها غير الإله. Some ulama, they added up one more, which is thamin, the 8th, the 8th. Al-Kufran minka. You have to reject all the false religions. Today, some people may say to you, you're a fanatic for your faith. How do you say other faiths is false and that? You have intolerance and sense and that. It has nothing to do. What other people believe, they believe, I don't care, but I don't believe that's right thing. But if you said, hey, we have to be fair. Other people, just like us, they have their own faith, they have whatever. We have to accept. Let's accept each other. If you do that, you're really missing a big part of your faith. Which means the haqq is the one, the truth is the one. It's not 10, 20 truths out there. The haqq is a wahid, ya ikhwan fillah. So we have to be careful about that. So let's make sure these really 7 conditions. Ulama, they've written books just to explain these 7 conditions of La ilaha illallah. Now, after that, ya ikhwan fillah, he said, the Shaykh rahimahullah, لا إله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده فيه إيش؟ توكيد. There is no God worship or worthy of worship except Allah alone. وحده. No one has a right beside Allah to have some rights to be worshipped. No. In this case, you see how many Muslims today was misled to take some part of the ibadah to direct some of the anbiya or some of the what they call awliya or some graves or some mashayikh or this and that. You see some people making sujood, subhanallah. You see some people making sujood for grave. He bows down and makes sujood for the grave, person who sleeps in the grave. And he said, this is my wali, my shaykh, I'm going to make sujood for it. That person really, sujood is a akhas al-ibadat. ماذا؟ سجود لغير الله كفر. Sujood, no one be bow down even, just like that even, the ulama rahimahullah. تعظيما وإيش ومحبة. If you combine with that sujood or with that ruku' with the ta'zim and mahabba, that's ibadah and that's big shirk. Shirkul akbar. So this ummah wallahi was misled. Some people who claim that they are scholars or they are ulama, they are not ulama. How can you turn the deen of Allah to the shirk? polytheism. And the ulama, they mentioned, rahimahullah, every religion, there is a shaitan using some particular of the followers to turn that faith to the shirk. And that was, it happened in the religion of Nabi Musa. And Allah mentioned that in the Quran. Do you know the guy whose name Samiri? Who knows the Samiri? Samiri, he was one of the followers of Prophet Musa. And what happened? Nabi Musa, he had an appointment with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take the Torah and so on, and he went there. While he's gone, Nabi Musa, what did he do this person? He turned the faith of the Nabi Musa to shirk. He called the people of the Bani Israel and he said, oh, bring all your jewels, all your gold. And he fabricated and made up a shape of cow. And the cow, I don't know what he did, he was just making some noise of like cow. And the people, or they came, the companion of Prophet Musa, around the cow, and they said, what is this here, Samiri? And he said, I'll tell you, this is a God. هَذَا إِلَهُكُمْ وَإِلَهُ Musa. This is your God and God that worships Musa. Everybody has to worship. Subhanallah. See how some people want to destroy the faith from the inside. And the people trust them. This person is a follower of Musa and trying to do something like that. So the group of people, all of them, most of them, they followed him. Even Nabi Harun was there. And he started to stop the people. يا قوم إنما فتنتم به وإن ربكم الرحمن فاتبعوني وأطيعوا أمري. He said, it's not your Lord. Oh people, this is a fitna for you. Stop worshiping this. And they said, لن نبرح عليه عاكفين. We will not leave worshiping this cow حتى يرجع إلينا موسى, until Prophet Musa came back to us. We will remain the shirk. So the shirk, it comes from someone you don't even think that is committing shirk. So you have to be vigilant, you have to be awakened, you have to learn your tawheed, and don't accept any shirk in any form, any person. Worship Allah alone subhanahu wa ta'ala. Who cares if they call it? Hey, you said the shaykh is doing shirk. How do you? Some people, when you tell them, hey, don't do this is shirk. They said, my shaykh said this. So, akhwani wahdahu, Allah has a right to be worshipped. La sharika lah. And ta'keed al-nafi, he has no partners. He has no partner. Okay? Some people, they say Allah has a partner. It's like Christianity believe. Go through the Jesus Christ. You saved by this and that. Shia groups, what they believe. If you don't go through the Imams, Allah will not accept you. Even La ilaha illallah, if you say La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, it will not be accepted until you said Aliyun is a waliullah. Until you accept all the Imams, 12 Imams, that they are more than prophets, that they are ma'sumin and fallible, that they have a knowledge of all the Anbiya and more, that they mention so much things for their false Imams they have. And they believe all the Muslims are kuffar unless they accept that Aqeedat. So we have so many sects who want to destroy the Islam from inside, let alone the outside. Outside is easy. From the inside, be careful about it. The Shia, Sufism, all that stuff. Now, أشهد أن لا إله إلا وحده لا شريك له إقرارا به وتوحيدا. إقرارا أي أعترف. He said, when you said لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا وحده لا شريك له, أعترف اعترافا. I really admitted that and accept. That's إقرار means. Which you mentioned, the Shahada contains اعتراف and إقرار in your heart. And that's also confirmation of the إثبات. وتوحيدا وحد يوحد توحيدا أي I will make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wahid, alone. I don't have so much gods beside Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. طيب هذا هو إخواني في الله الشهادة. The first شهادة, the shahadatan. First shahada is لا إله إلا الله. Second shahada وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. وأشهد, also I testify that Muhammad is a messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I confirm with my tongue and believe with my heart that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent his servant Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to the whole of mankind. That's the ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. You have to say from your tongue and believe in your heart that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent his servant Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to the whole of mankind. نعم. طيب. Allah subhanahu, Shaykh said, وَأَشْهَدُ أَنَّ مُحَمَّدًا. Muhammad is the name of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This name was written into Torah. The Torah of Musa was written the name of Prophet Muhammad as a Muhammad. But in Injil, the Bible was written as what? Ahmed. Nabiullah Isa said, وَمُبَشِّرًا بِرَسُولٍ يَأْتِي مِنْ بَعْدِ اسْمُهُ Ahmed. Ahmed and Muhammad are really same meaning. Ahmed, more praised, someone, the humanity will praise him. Muhammad, also same thing. The one that all the humanity praise him. Today is a Muhammad, the most name that the human being using today in the world. With the most name that the human being using today is a Muhammad. And his followers are reaching over, they say 6 billions are living on this planet today, or 7. You know, third of the people living on this planet are Muslimun, following the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And they praise him, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It's amazing. Now, he's a name Muhammad, and he has some other names. And so much names was mentioned in Sunnah. And he said, Anna Muhammadan. That Muhammad, Abdahu. Let's start with the Abdahu. He's a what? A servant of Allah. Why? We don't want people understand that Muhammad is a messenger of Allah, is the best of the Iman, and then people start worshipping him. Like other faiths did. What Christianity doing today, Steve? They're doing to worship the Anbiya Allah. Isa. Some people they worship other prophets. Some Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam here is what? Rejection for people who want to exaggerate his rank. No, he's an abd. He has no, from the uluhiyyah anything. He's what? He's an abd, his servant. And not only abd, is what? Is a Rasulullah. Okay? Those who neglect his maqam was told he's not a normal servant, but he's a messenger of Allah. You should respect him and follow him because he's a messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sallama tasliman mazida. This is a dua. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala send, sallallahu. May Allah send the salah. Salah means a dua in language. Madam, here, scholars they said, is what the Imam Bukhari mentioned, his book, and Abu al-Aliyah, he said, Salatullahi ala rasulihi, thana'uhu fil mala'i al-a'la. The salah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon His messenger is His praising in front of the angels, those are close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ثناؤه في الملأ الأعلى. Some people they said that salah huna is a rahmah, but some scholars they said the rahmah and salah is different, because there's an ayah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said أولئك عليهم صلوات من ربهم ورحمة. أولئك عليهم صلوات من ربهم ورحمة. Here is عطف بين الصلاة والرحمة. When conjunction happened between the salah and rahmah in one sentence, they must have different meanings. And here they said the rahmah is for everybody. We can say rahimahullah everybody, rahmatullah alayk, rahmatullah alayk, rahmatullah ala fulan. But we cannot say someone sallallahu alayk, sallallahu alayk. This salah and salam is khas for the anbiya and Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So that's why they said the salah min Allah to His messenger is a special one, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will mention for good for His messenger from the angels, those who are close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's very important. Sallallahu alayhi, may Allah send praise upon him, and wasallama. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will salam also. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him protection from every evil. That's a taslim. Tasliman mazidan. Tasliman mazid is more protection for his Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is dua. We should say all the time for our Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whatever he mentions his name, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And that's what Allah has commanded us in the Quran. Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. That's what Allah is. Angels all the time, they make salah upon the Messenger of Allah. And ya ayyuha alladhina amanu, all you believe, sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. All the time said alayhi salatu wa salam. This is very important. And alayhi salatu wa salam, he also commanded his ummah, he said, wherever you may be, send salam, salah and salam upon me. And that salam and taslim will reach me wherever you may be in the world. And salah and taslim is a dua. Prophet ﷺ is asking us dua for him. See, if the Messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking for his ummah for a dua, for a salah and taslim, how someone else who sleeps in graveyard can go to him? Some people go to him and say, hey, ya Shaykh, make dua for me. That person make dua for you? You are making a mistake. You need to make dua for that person who sleeps in that grave. No matter he's a big Shaykh, he's an awliya, whatever it may be. If the Messenger of Allah, khayru khalqillah, asks his ummah to send salam and taslim upon him, how could someone else don't need the salam and dua? Rather, people ask him from his grave to give him dua and so on. That's really a big mistake that some people and some particular groups are making inside Islam. That's a real way of shirk. Okay, and they hate someone tells them these evidences. They say, hey, you maybe Wahhabi, maybe this and that. They don't want to deal with the evidences. They just want to use propaganda against you. Inshallah ta'ala, this is the end of the khutbah. I wish I can have time to go further, because we start. أما بعد فهذا اعتقاد الفرقة الناجية المنصورة. The right kitab starts from there. But we need these details, right? Yeah, right? So inshallah ta'ala we start right here. We have 5 minutes. If any brother has a question, we could inshallah try to answer it. Barakallahu.
Can you give me the sixth condition of La ilaha illallah?
7 conditions.
Yeah, I know 7. I need the 6th one.
We said the first one is what? The first one is what? علم يقين وإخلاص وصدق ومحبة وانقياد والقبول. And the one they increased is الكفران بماذا؟ بالأوثان. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فمن يكفر بالطاغوت ويؤمن بالله. الكفران بالطاغوت is a wajib. طاغوت is what يا أخواني؟ طاغوت that Allah says subhanahu wa ta'ala, you have to disbelieve the طاغوت and believe in Allah. The طاغوت, they said كل ما عبد من دون الله من معبود أو متبوع أو مطاع, everything that people worship beside Allah, or following beside Allah and His messengers, or false religions, false people, for anything that contradicts with Deen Allah and the Sunnah of Prophet is a Taghut. And that Taghut you have to disassociate yourself. You don't believe, you don't respect. If you accept some Taghut and just you claim that your mother and person and that and this and that, then you jeopardize your faith. So that's very important. Barakallahu feekum. What else, Shaykh?
When you say king, the Najashi,
yeah.
If he's the king, why is he scared to expose his faith?
Well, you king because you are king for the people who has a faith, and they are being this Christianity so long. He knows the consequences. One time he was overthrown from the throne. Sometimes someone came and made the coup against him, and Allah gave him back his power. And he still scared from people to make some plot against him. So he did that way, and Allah accepted him. Allah knows your ability. Sometimes when we're making mistakes, some people, they're doing something, they don't have the ability to do it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't want from you to put yourself in dangers. No. If you see these particular things, it puts you in yourself, in your family, in this one harmful, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will tell you, just don't do it. That's the Islam. It will alleviate for the believer to feel guilt for stuff like that. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows your ability. You have to be sincere. That's what it is. Allah Alam.
So, just get it straight. He feared them killing him, not.
That's what it is. Yeah, he
feared losing his.
Yes. No. Any question? Any question? We'll done inshallah. Make al-adhan. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
والذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون.